Alright, what's up YouTube? It's Kizaru123 here from the Pokemon Castle, showing you guys a UU battle today. So let's get started. So for this battle, I'm on the left side. I start off with my Sableye as he goes into his Misty, which is his Frostlass. I go for Taunt because I know this thing usually likes to set up, and I prevent him from using his Taunt. I go for the Will-O-Wisp in an attempt to get some damage on this thing, but unfortunately it misses. He goes for Shadow Ball, does a decent amount, but not too much. Now he goes into his Arcanine predicting another Will-O-Wisp, but I just go for the Nightshade. So now here I switch out predicting like the Flare Blitz or something because I know it'll easily be able to take out my Sableye, but he goes for Fire Blast instead. I take it, Blastoise takes it in anyway, so it was all good in the end. So here I just go for Scald. I was thinking about Toxic, but I knew he had Roserade, so I didn't want to do that. He does get the burn, which is nice. So here I was predicting some sort of status move like Stun Spore or Sleep Powder, but he just goes right after the Leaf Storm and takes out my Blastoise. So unfortunately, I lose my Blastoise. Now I go into Bisharp. I know he can't do much to Bisharp, so he's forced to switch out. I went for the Swords Dance anyway, but Sucker Punch will not be able to take this thing out, obviously, because it's resistant. So I switch out into Sableye to take the expected Dynamic Punch. Now he knows he can't really do much, so he switches out into his Arcanine, predicting another Will-O-Wisp. But here I just go for Nightshade again. So yeah, now after I get my lefties back, I decide to switch out into my Victini, because I'm predicting another fire move, but he goes for Sunny Day. So here, I just go for the Zen Headbutt, and I knock out the Arcanine. So now he goes into Snorlax. I know this thing will be able to tank my Victini really well, and I really wanted to get Sableye in so I can status this thing, so I switch out into Sableye. He goes for Earthquake, does a decent amount, but I can easily recover this damage off. So here I'm able to land my Will-O-Wisp and lower his attack, so that's good. So now he's doing half what he was doing before, which is good. So here I just go for Recover, get my health back. Here he starts setting up Curse, which starts scaring me because with enough curses he can like pretty much bypass the burn. Actually, after another curse he can bypass the burn. So I switch out into Mienshao. He goes for another curse, so his defense is at twice. So I was kind of afraid at how much a high jump kick would do, but fortunately it does a very nice amount. He goes for Body Slam. Thankfully I don't get the Parahacks or the Paralysis. So now he gets some burn damage, and I'm able to finish him off with a high jump kick. So things are looking pretty good now. Now he goes into Machamp. He goes for the Bullet Punch. I just decided to let my Mienshao die because I wanted a free switch into my Victini because I know Victini could easily take this thing out. So I go for the V-Create. He goes into his Frostlass, easily taking that because of the Focus Sash, so he lives it. I'm expecting a Shadow Ball, so I switch out into Quillfish. And he actually goes for Destiny Bond, which actually gets kind of bad. So he goes for another one, expecting a kill from my Quillfish, but I just paralyze this thing. So now I just start setting up my hazards, my spikes, because I know everything on his team can be affected by spikes. So now he just tries to go for Destiny Bonds, as you can see, in an effort to try and kill off one of my Pokemon. But I try to outsmart him in some way, as you'll see. I go into Bisharp, which was actually a mistake because this thing cannot hit Ghost types with anything except for Sucker Punch, but if he keeps Destiny Bonding, then obviously I can't hit him with Sucker Punch. Because this thing knows Swords Dance, Thunder Wave, Brick Break, and Sucker Punch. Thunder Wave is just there to scare some people and to really like shock them. So now I go into Sableye, knowing I can't do much. I go for Taunt. So now he can't use Destiny Bond anymore, and I take this thing out with the Nightshade. So now that that problem's gone, and I have 3 layers of spikes, his team will be a lot easier to handle. I go for Will-O-Wisp just to get some damage on this thing. He goes for Hydro Pump, which doesn't do half, thankfully. So I get some lefties back. He starts taking the burn damage. I decide to switch out into my Quillfish, because this thing is water type, so it can resist the Hydro Pump, but surprisingly it does a large amount of damage, a bit over a third. So now I just start going for Waterfalls in an effort to flinch this thing, which I do get the first time around. So I just go for another Waterfall, as you'll see in just a minute, and it gets a crit this time, so that was really good. For some reason, he goes for Grass Knot. If he actually went for Hydro Pump, I don't know if he could have knocked me out. He's at Torrent now, so I'm not really entirely sure, but I actually think he could have been close to knocking me out. So he goes for Grass Knot, doesn't do much. Now he goes into Roserade to take the Waterfall, but Spikes and Waterfall almost knock this thing out. At this point, I just decided to fodder out my Quillfish because I was afraid of Victini getting hit really hard because Victini's defenses aren't the best. So I wanted a free switch into Victini. So I go for the Zen Headbutt, easily take that out. Spikes just takes out his Empoleon, and now he sends in his Machamp, which will be taken out by my Zen Headbutt. So good game, Slender1113. Really enjoyed it. Hope you guys did as well. And I will be coming out with more battles soon. So thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye.